你的都没有动，
我什么没有动？他没有歌在这里
没有景象。
But because there's something you fight for, right? And you see lose everything,
Then
right?
you shouldn't divorce, huh?
On this week episode of Get It Out, we have Simonboy joining us because we are talking about regrets.
Why must I?
There's no link with me.
You look like a guy with
Full of regret.
I don't know lah, but our producer think that Simon will be a
Who is the producer?
There.
Okay, the Alian is it?
对，那个阿笑了
Yeah.
She think you are the best fit for this episode 啦。
Fit? What fit?
没有，他的 fit 不是 FIT， 是 FEET 啊。我讲到 fit 的时候是这样想。
Speaking about fit, okay, so when our producer asked him for some fun facts about himself, right? He said he like transgender girl.
Transgender girl is girl become man or man become girl?
Man become girl.
Ah, okay, yeah, then correct.
Oh, I thought it's girl with dick.
That is not important.
Okay, so I need you to elaborate. 为什么你会喜欢这种
Chill.
Oh, okay.
They pretty what?
Okay.
Like you got see Thailand the transgender all like
Yeah.
yeah. 就因为 chill, you know. To me they are like girl lah.
Okay, so let's say you single.
Cannot.
Cannot say.
Let's say.
Cannot say. Let's say.
I say. Let's say you're single and then you fall in love with this girl.
Yes.
Okay? So then she's a transgender girl. You okay? Can go in a relationship. Can get married. Serious?
Cannot.
Cannot lah.
Cannot.
Oh.
Cannot. But I like them lah. I
Like
adore
eye
them.
candy, crush, like okay lah.
I hope to have more than eye candy, but
Okay, we leave it as that lah.
Yeah,
we leave it as that. We leave it.
okay. No, you all cannot like transgender.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, man.
Yeah.
Okay, but do you think that they are hot or not?
Sometimes got kena
Sometimes.
like catfish.
Sometimes kena catfish.
Sometimes wow, is this girl that pretty, sia?
Then below comment is some guy. Then,
Wow, then I lucky more interested. Yeah.
Okay, for the next question, okay, we go a little bit more normal. Okay. If you're not doing content, what job will you be doing now?
I think like maybe
Drug dealer.
driver lor.
Sorry? Driver. Oh, 你很厉害驾车。
不会 but 不容易的吗
bouncer. You look like
Bouncer I do
fierce
before.
enough, man. Really?
Yeah, but it's not healthy I feel because
你一直被人打。
在晚上，每次在晚上
哦
like
lifestyle.
long hours lah.
nightlife is very like unhealthy lah to
Right,
me. To
right,
me lah, it's not say not good or anything bad, but to me no lah.
Now we go even a safer topic, right? Is since you're so open about your feet fetish, right?
Okay.
你可以跟我讲 how did you first discover?
Wow, very young.
他几岁？
Yeah, I think
Wait,
like,
it's real one ah?
Yeah, it's real. Like I
I
think
thought it's
okay. I think when I primary school, right, primary 2 or primary 3, I like this girl, my classmate. Then I start to notice like her feet. But back then I didn't know lah. I just want to see.
你 secondary school 没有穿鞋
primary school. Like 我们 maybe 有
PE ah.
Music
not
room
PE lah,
Music
maybe
room
I don't know leh. Like maybe we'll do some event or school project. Sometimes
Then you
happen at
take out her shoe lah.
friend house or what. Then when there's an opportunity, I will take a look lah.
Usually people is like, you know, like I say that.
Yeah.
What is that?
No lah, not so obvious lah. Like your producer, I also see the feet now. You don't know ah, right or not? Yeah, it's normal ah.
Guy feet eh?
Guy feet I don't like.
Don't like ah.
Yeah. But transgender one also okay.
Can you use your feet fetish objectively rate Ben's feet?
Like shit.
Wow, okay, upon 10.
Maybe -2.
Okay, Nigel.
I wear socks eh. You want me to take out?
Just take out. I want to know the gauge.
Still okay.
Oh, really?
Still okay ah?
几分？
Pass lah, okay, pass.
Ryan 嘿，要看 Ryan 吗？
See off hours.
Ryan 的也是 just pass 而已。
啊，就是了，OK 了。
没有你的都没有动，
我什么没有动？他没有歌在这里，
没有景象。
对，我看景象。
That's a neck. That's a neck.
哦，他的是完全没有，
但是没有景象。
他的很像那个 Left 4 Dead 那个 Boomer 这样。But you have other talent lah, not your feet lah.
Thanks for the comfort.
Okay, let's get started with the very first story. Okay, First story by YOLO, 34 years old. I spent my 20s trying to be someone I wasn't. Partying, chasing trends, saying yes just to feel accepted. I thought that was what fun looked like. But deep down, I was burnt out and lost. I didn't even know who I was outside of others' expectation. It wasn't until I hit 30 that I realized how much time I've wasted not figuring out myself sooner. Now, I sometimes wonder, is it too late to really get to know myself?
So this person regret partying when he young lah.
Yeah.
Maybe too
Why
much
leh,
lah.
Waste too much time. He 34 years old,
Waste time ah.
Yeah, but a bit late lah. 他 30 years old 才 realize.
Oh, you think it's too late for
哎，
him?
我 30 plus 我才 realize 哎，所以哪里会 late？
Realize 什么？
Like life lor, about life.
Yeah, also different people, different timing one lah.
But because maybe he drink every time, then
Like body harm already lah.
yeah.
But I feel like he shouldn't regret leh. Because like you go out this party is all new experience mah.
Yeah, actually,
Every
yeah.
party is different one.
But he seems like he go for 10 years so.
But it seems like to me, you all both regret not going to party.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
I got go parties, but like
Birthday parties.
no lah.
the
I
party-
cooler like that lah.
But actually, we when we back in poly, we got
We go parties one.
parties one.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we more wholesome one lah.
Like boring lah, you mean boring lah？
Yeah lah, don't want to say.
不是讲 boring 啦，我没有 grind girl， but 有人 grind 过我，
不可能啦。
Think you are a girl.
真的，马是男的。He started grinding me, but I wasn't feeling it lah.
Of course.
Definitely lah.
I politely reject lah.
You really turn over to his face and tell him.
No lah, I slowly inch away. 他一直靠近，越走越远这样啊。But the thing is, I felt like, you shouldn't regret doing all those because I didn't regret doing all those. I don't like partying. Nigel, I think is the same
Yeah
as
lor.
me.
It's like people chill then we go on lor.
Yeah, same as you. We thought that was how fun like because poly 我们的 poly 有一点 toxic.
A bit lah.
But at that point of time, because a lot of people like
It was cool back then,
Yeah,
lah.
you know like
It's a face lah.
It's a face. It's a
yeah.
face.
So we actually did those kind of things, but then I didn't regret because it made me realize that 我不喜欢.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
For this guy, you know why I think he regret? Because now the partying and clubbing scene not as hype as pre-COVID. Then he feel like, what have I been doing in my life? I think that's why he come to this realization. Or he compared with all his friends, like all his friends already got like family lah, their own things already. Then he had nothing. He only got all these memories.
No, but like I feel lah, this guy he shouldn't regret cause when you 40 plus you will go partying man. You only can party in your 20s eh.
Correct.
No will ah.
Will. So
But 你的 joints not working so well.
yeah lor.
可能你要
My joystick ah.
no, I said joy.
I thought my joystick.
没有，你的 joystick.
That is your own thing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
always think like dirty
对
style.
对对对
like,
he always
okay,
seem like that.
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you invite me because you all.
Now I got full of regrets in my teeth.
Okay, but for me, I think you can party, but while you party, right, you must work hard. So I think the regret that he have, right, is that he party hard, but he never work hard.
So work hard, play hard lah.
Yeah, if you work hard, like you work one whole week, 6 days, then you like achieve, like maybe you close deal, you did well, then on a Sunday or whatever lah, you go and party. You won't regret one.
Yeah.
Even every week you do that.
True, so true.
Because you keep achieving, then that day is a celebration.
Right.
But if you party 6 days, then you sleep 1 day, then of course you have regret lah.
Oh,
So
okay,
I think how old also you can party lah, but you need to work hard also. lah.
It wasn't about the partying that's the issue. It's that you didn't figure out yourself.
Yeah.
That's the biggest issue. If you finally find what you want to do and then you succeed in that, then of course going party, I don't think will ever lose your identity or anything.
And since he already regretting, I think it's never too late to change. I think now he can work on it and then make something out of himself. I mean, he did it. 你几岁的时候才开始反省 Like wake up.
2019 like that.
So 几岁？34。
32.
Oh, okay.
Okay, ah.
Okay, he 34 too late.
But I 34 then like things get better lah. Yeah.
It takes time one lah. It takes time lah. Cannot be.
Never too late lah.
immediately mah.
Never too late.
Never too late lah. I also feel never too late lah.
Okay, but before we move on to the next story, right? This actually reminds me of something.
This episode is about life regrets.
Yes, correct.
And a lot of us are still figuring about ourselves.
Correct. Just like the guy in the story, he couldn't self-discover.
Correct.
But if you want to discover about yourself, we have the perfect solution for you.
With Circus DNA, you can discover more about yourself, and it's a 99.9% accurate DNA test with over 500 reports and 20 categories.
Hey, so you don't need to submit your story to us anymore. You submit straight to Circus DNA.
And you can do all this in the comfort of your own home with just a simple cheek swab.
This guy apparently he already with
Yeah,
us.
I did it before. I did it years before. And even though I did it many years ago, right, they still have the full report. To show you an example, right, under my diet tab, they say, right, that I will easily put weight if I eat a lot of carbs.
Right.
So I'm very carb sensitive. So then I start reducing carb, right? Then I lose weight already.
Hey.
Hey, they also say I'm a super taster. Means I can taste food on a more elevated.
like your tongue more 灵魂
That's why we are food host, ma. Hey,
Because our tongue super taster
Then they also got tell me that one of the things I need to take note, right, is high cholesterol, which I didn't really quite believe lah. So I went to do my annual checkup, right. They say yes, indeed, I have high cholesterol.
You don't believe that you can do.
Also, this one, maybe this is where the 0.01% is not accurate. They say I'm 3% Vietnamese.
Oh,
No lah, I can
Xin
see, I
Chao.
You see, ah,
Actually, I
right?
can see.
Right.
You see the forehead so white.
Why? Vietnamese people for it very white.
No, because the country bigger. Singapore, the country smaller.
Okay.
So if you want to prevent health issues like Ryan, you want to discover that maybe you also have high cholesterol before you regret later in life, we have a special promo code for you. All you need to do is code Overkill for 40% off.
Wow.
And we will leave the link in the description box below.
Okay, next story. This was around 2019, just before COVID. That period of my life was super dark. I went clubbing one night, drank a bit, then someone offered me E.
E 是什么？
Ecstasy
Should be drug lah, the drug name E lah.
Ecstasy,
Ecstasy,
you just say.
I didn't even know what it was, just said okay and took it. From there, everything spiraled. Started hanging out with the same group, always partying, drinking, gambling, and taking D now. From E now take
That's
D.
also D.
Drug,
Huh?
lah.
D
Drug,
you
drug, drug.
maybe cough syrup the
Oh.
During COVID, when everyone was stuck at home, I was barely home, just out there doing nonsense. Then one day, after a super bad calm down, I just broke, cried the whole day, had anxiety non-stop for the whole week. That really scared me. That was when I decided to totally quit. It wasn't easy for sure. Now it has been 4 years since I've touched anything. I'm a lot better now, but to be honest, I still regret ever starting. During those times, I really drifted away from the people who I care about, my family. At first, I thought, never mind lah, can always patch back next time. But even after getting clean, the damage was already done. Now that I'm sober, I realize how much I missed out, but I don't even know how to reconnect with them properly anymore because there's this weird distance. Even though I've changed, the guilt still sticks with me. Like, I've wasted so many years being someone I'm not and being a shitty son, sibling, friend. I can feel my brain not as sharp, a bit slower, and memory also not as good. Sometimes I think, wow, if I never gone down that road, maybe I will be at a different place today. Ooh, Howler 29,
真的
29岁。
会 like slow 咩？变 slow 咩？ You seem pretty quick to me.
I think it's about the recovery process But of course, because drug is something that will affect 你的 brain 嘛。So 你讲 scientifically or whatever, I do think that if you are a long-term abuser, it will affect you 啦。就你会比较 slow maybe. But if you recover long enough properly, then you will be okay 咯。So if 今天我也可以跟你讲。I also can take my time and reply you then like a bit slow. Then I tell, because of the drug. But it's all in your own mind lah. If you are 4-5 years sober, then I think it should be okay.
Already recovery 了，它是 psychological 啦。
Basically，他有点嘛是他自己的代志啦，跟那个 drug 没问题啦。
I think that 已经没有问题了。I feel 啦 for most cases 啦 but I don't know, maybe 他是那个 rare 的。Then I don't think 他也 take 很 long 啦。所以他讲2019他才 started to try, then a while 他就 quit 了嘛，对不对？So I think that 他还有一点 negative 啦。Yeah, from the way he share this thing, which is normal. I think he said that he feel like he disappoint his family as a son, as a sibling, as a friend, which is exactly like what I went through last time. But because he never do something new, that's why he don't see the changes 嘛。他有讲 like there is a distance between the family. But what did he do
to bridge that distance?
Bridge that distance. 很像 your mother, did you ever buy her a flower and tell her I love you in your face before? No. Did you go and hold her hand and bring her go out? No. So if you do something new, then something will change lah. But if you don't do new thing, then things will never change man.
Well, that's the most legit advice ever said in this show. The advice has always
Other
been
than the transgender, I'm quite serious.
Actually, I agree with Simon because I feel like the only reason why you have full of regrets is because you don't do anything about it. That's why you regret. I feel like if you think in that way, then you'll always be like that. You'll always be negative. For me lah, personally, I don't have much regrets because I feel like every mistake I do, it's a learning point. So when I learn, I do something different. Then I feel like because of this mistake, I learn something new. That's why I won't regret. I feel like that is something that will shape me to who I am today. Like for example, like for you, if you realize that doing drugs or that distance your family, then let's say you started doing something like buy a flower for your mom or something, then you'll get closer. I feel like it may be a good thing that like, hey, because I did drugs last time, then now I'm so much closer to my family. For example, so I wouldn't see it as a regret lah. If you realize your own mistakes and you change.
But I think he like very cold because his mucus like.
没有了，完了没有了，回去了。
He's like,
我讲我来，我很喜欢下巴，我的眉骨再出来。然后我来，我是不是变很喜欢这样
I want to tell you, but you are such on a serious note.
Correct.
I was like,
Actually, I know already.
But I think it's normal to have regret lah. I mean I also have regret. But 就是 when like your loved one already passed away, right? Then you regret not doing a lot of things when they are still around. This is my only regret. But do I regret the decision that I took in my life, right? 是没有的 regret 的。But you need to churn something positive out from that tragic or regrets lah. So if like whatever I done wrong today, I can share with y'all, then y'all so that y'all don't repeat this mistake.
Correct.
Like I just lost my stepfather recently, so I have a lot of regret, really. But maybe I will share it one day so that you won't regret, you know. So I lost my stepfather, but I want to help y'all or reach out to y'all so that y'all don't waste all this opportunity with your father lah. Yeah, that is my takeaway lah. So 一直 regret 没有用嘛，我们要去 turn into a
So
positive.
don't look at the past lah.
Yeah,
You're already
yeah.
here.
Use it to change the present.
Yeah.
Help
The
people
future.
or whatever lah.
The future.
Don't regret your past. Use it to change your future.
Amen.
yeah, he always want to say it with confidence. So even rubbish also sound very
对，just like when I talk my mucus coming out, right? But seem legit, right?
Yeah, but at least now don't have. So when you say this quote, right, it's impactful.
Okay, moving on. Seeing someone kill themselves. This happened very recently, so it's one of my biggest regrets as of now. Maybe in future it will be like nothing. We'll see. So it was a Sunday morning. I woke up at 9 and laced around my bed, scrolling IG, procrastinating to order McDonald's for breakfast. Finally got around to ordering at 10 a.m. But when the Grab driver arrived at my block, I was like, why this guy downstairs for 15 minutes don't want to come up? Then the Grab delivery person texted saying he's at the lift lobby 2 coming up. My unit uses lift lobby 1 and is indicated on my delivery details. The convo went like this. So I'm the guy lah.
Okay, I'll be.
Yeah.
I role play with you.
Yeah, you're the
Who's the Grab driver?
Ben. Hey, I stay at 123. You might want to use lift lobby 1.
Lift lobby was closed lah. Which floor can pass through?
Hey, wow, aggressive. This is true text.
No, I like whole day. I very tired.
Okay.
It's in the morning 10 a.m.
I'm a very tired and angsty Grab driver.
I just meet you at level 1 Then I walk out of my flat and take the lift which was working and not closed.
Got people unalive themselves. I scared.
The lift door opened, all sunshine. Then at the corner of my eye, I saw the unalive person on the ground, face all smashed and brain leaking out. The police had only arrived and had not put up the covers yet. I faster ran to the other side to siam the scene. I found my delivery guy, took my food and went up via the back stairs. Needless to say, I had no appetite to eat for the next hour. My delivery guy also seemed shaken, asking me if there's another staircase to the car park that avoids lobby 1. My regret is that I should have ordered my breakfast the moment I woke up and not procrastinated. Till this day, that image is still in my mind. Rest in peace to the guy who unalived himself. So this guy is 22 years old.
Wait, his regret is not ordering earlier.
No, this guy, you know what? I know he have main character syndrome.
Yeah, it's like all about
这
him.
个 story 不是他的 regret 是哇他死了，哎呀，
少一点 order.
My order 我的 breakfast earlier.
Wow, that's messed up, man. This guy is messed up, man.
I thought like your regret is never save him.
Or
what.
like communicate your neighbor.
No, like for example, he saw someone about to jump, then he never stopped.
But he just wake up only.
No, like I thought the story was gonna go like that. But
He could be, I regret not having to do something or wake up earlier or what.
But he regret he
Not
never
ordering
buy
earlier.
Mac breakfast
Okay,
earlier.
but benefit of doubt, really not this guy's fault. He never do anything wrong.
No, it's what? I just feel like the way he say this story, he might need to modify in future so that people won't go, "Walao."
His lesson takeaway will be different.
Yeah. I think you know what's your biggest regret? Sending this story. Now it's more embarrassing for you lah.
What will you do if you are in his shoes?
When you see someone already die or
Yeah, exactly same as him.
Oh.
Like he come out of the lift, the first thing you see is the body.
Hey, I really see before like primary school, primary 5.
Primary 5?
Yeah,
In primary school, it's exciting.
So opposite my school, I studying 张德. Last time is at Jalan Bukit Merah. Then opposite 就是靠近，它有一个庙这种啦。Then the bus stop there. So when my friend came to school, right, they say like, hey, opposite got people jump now. Then 我们就在学校对面看。So 他们刚刚来放 tentage. So after I end school, right, I go opposite to take bus home. There is still some brain there they never collect because 它掉半嘛，它是 splatter 了，
splatter
他们剪不完。
Pink color.
Of course
Bro, what color you want?
I never see brain before.
I don't want
real
to
life
see.
one.
I don't want to see
Because
lah.
SCDF, we deal with a lot of suicides and stuff.
So you also got see dead
Oh
bodies.
yeah. You need therapy. After the first time you see, you need therapy. Really need therapy. But it's always quite sad to see because in SCDF right, we know right that suicide is almost happen every day. It's just not always on
Yeah.
the news.
So lah.
Actually, most of it is not on the news.
Yeah, most of it actually not. But Singapore, I don't know, compared to the rest of the world, is it higher? But it's quite common occurrence. It's just not reported.
But how do you move on from this kind of experience? Will you label these guys he's sway, or will you label it as wrong place, wrong time?
I think this thing don't impact him as much because he don't know the person that suicide.
Right.
When you have friends that suicide, that really impact you. Yeah, that really mess you up. Really mess you up.
But I actually okay, don't say lah.
You saw.
No, I curious because I've only seen dead bodies on movies.
Yeah lor.
In TV shows. Is it same? You know what I mean?
I think different.
Very different. The feeling very different.
No, I mean like the scene.
Right.
Like, is it the same? Like the way they die, you know, like the blood, all that.
It's
how
more-
how the blood ooze out.
It's more gory and disturbing.
in real life.
Yeah,
lah.
in real life. It's not like the movie they got camera angles, they got bokeh. No way. You see, it's deep depth of field. You see everything.
Oh, you see the footage.
没有 bokeh, 没有 angle.
It's the
you just see-
360 这样子
Yeah,
啊。
you just see the whole thing.
So I know my answer already. Don't see
Better,
better.
better don't lah.
Don't see better.
Better don't lah.
Okay, moving on. Next, I wish someone slapped some financial sense into me when I first started working. Back then, I was just living paycheck to paycheck. Buy this, eat that, go on holiday, YOLO. I told myself, still young, can save later. But now I'm in my late 20s, and when I see people my age already investing, buying their first home, or even starting businesses, wow, I feel damn behind. So yes, I regret not starting early, and if you're in your 20s, please save by Rogi.
I mean, I agree to a certain extent lah, but I say
Why certain extent? Which part you don't agree?
you say start early, right? Start early, right? Start investing, start saving, right? I started early. Then I divorced, I lost everything.
That one different.
No, why you divorce?
User issue.
Right. Then I lost
sorry,
everything.
sorry,
I
sorry.
have to restart.
That is another issue. No, imagine you never save, then you divorce.
Yeah, still worse.
No,
Worse, eh?
actually, no. If that happened and I got no money, right, then there's not much to fight for. You get what I mean?
Oh, like that one.
But because there's something to fight for, right, and you see lose everything,
Then
right?
you shouldn't divorce. Okay.
Wait, 你有离婚过对吗？
有。
So this.
我没有钱给他们，so
That's why.
You prove the point.
Save for what?
so now I got a beat, so I don't divorce.
It's never too late to start. I feel like my financial journey only started after my divorce, after my lawsuit, everything over, right? At 34 years old.
But you still got a lot of money.
哎，是他讲的啊。
他讲啊，不说不讲啊。
It's cause I got a lot of business, but I spend a lot. There's a lot of expenditure because business ma. And then business is not all 赚 one, right?
Yeah, you don't need to explain already. It's okay. Yeah.
Business 有下的吗？
But when you all were 20s, you all never think about saving, man.
No,
No,
I never.
Straight up.
I never. I only take drugs only.
So all the money go there lah.
Yeah, I only think,
You
hey,
invest in drugs.
today where I can get $30-$50 to go and find drugs.
Oh.
Actually, I can empathize with this person because I think that will be my biggest regret.
I also got this regret.
But you got
honestly.
safe what? You got safe right?
Yeah, but I start quite late. If I started back in the previous company, I'll be your boss already.
Impossible, bro. Knowing how to save money is one thing, but if you want to be rich, right, you need to know how to invest your money and what to do with your money.
Yeah lah.
If you just leave it in your bank, nothing.
I had this regret also because now that I'm in my late 20s, I feel like I should have more savings. Because in your late 20s is when you start to want to buy house, you start to want to get married and have kids. Then I have money, but I don't like it, right, that like I have to spend my whole savings just to buy a house. I want to buy a house and I still got enough to like maybe like buy my Pokemon card. for example.
Maybe if you stop buying a Pokemon card,
Yeah.
maybe you can.
Then you can buy house.
Yeah, correct. No, really. So when I started working, right, 4-5 years ago, like full time, all my paycheck is go out. Like 我没有
Paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah, paycheck to paycheck. Like let's say I this month come in 2K, then 2K
You will spend
out.
2K lah.
Yeah, I was like, 哇，怎样花这个2000sia? Then next month same thing. So I don't save. Then now that I'm a bit older and I'm thinking about my future, then now I save. Then I realize, what the heck? It's not very difficult, but it's the mindset that you have.
Right.
So once you have this mindset, then I realized like, wow, when I young, I really should have. Even like, let's say I save 1K a month. 4 years of saving, that's how much?
Oh, quite a lot.
48K.
Quite a lot.
It's
But
my
you
biggest
started
regret.
early, right? You start early.
Yeah,
right?
it's never too late to start, but it's very, very good to start early.
But what's your aim? Like before
Yeah,
30,
I
you want
wanted
to
to
hit.
ask it, yeah.
Before 30.
How much is enough for
Then how
saving?
much is enough? Because now you got saving, but you think it's not enough.
I think not enough because I have goals in my life. For example, I want to get a 5-room BTO for prime location. Then it's not say a very impossible dream, to be honest. It's very hard, but
It's not impossible.
it's not impossible. If I start young, right, I think I can. Then I want to have car,
Yeah,
I want to
sure,
have kids, all this. I want to have enough to sustain all this, but at the same time having enough to like do what I like.
The Singaporean dream lah.
Yeah, like traveling, buying my Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
this kind of thing. That would be enough for me.
But I mean, this is just my opinion lah. Investing is one thing. Then I also think right nowadays right, Singaporeans lah, especially right, it's unfortunate, but we can't survive on one stream of income.
Yeah, correct.
Oh, honest. Really one stream of income not enough. You need to make multiple stream of income, whether by freelancing or have a side business or reselling something like your Pokemon or what, right?
So if
you
you all
need
want me to get my 5-room HDB, you all
Buy
can
Pokemon card
buy
for
Pokemon
Ben.
card for me. I live stream.
Actually, I'm very curious because last time you say you spend your money on drugs. When you become hong lah, when you become famous, your very first paycheck, let's say I don't know 10K, then what do you do with your money? Your very first one. Do you still remember?
I think 23年啊，2023。I bought a watch for myself.
Reward yourself lah.
Yeah,
Then,
bought a watch
but
for
you
myself.
never think
But
right?
because I also think that this watch, right, even if I no money, I sell, right, I
the
still get
value
the
also
value.
retain
Investing lah,
Yeah,
investing
so
lah.
now I don't really want to spend money unless this money that I'm spending is going to bring me more money.
you want to buy
Yeah.
assets.
Yeah.
So your first paycheck you buy watch lah.
I buy watch.
Right.
Second one, I buy gold chain. So you see, these two things is that the value is still there. One.
But what made you have the mindset that like, okay, 不要玩了, I want to buy assets that
I
help
think
me.
it's like the guy like that lor. Like I realize already lah. Yeah, and then my mother is getting old ma, so 我没有得玩了，不是我不要玩。
你没得玩，
Yeah, 没有得玩了。
是被他
Yeah, I really 没有得玩了。
你是没有办法了。
Yeah, 没有办法玩了。
the joystick not working 了，玩不了。
Joystick still working. 人老老东西好好。Joystick still working. Still can do the combo lah, you know the Street Fighter.
Oh, up down, yeah. In out,
上下左右，上下左右。
Okay. Triangle.
What did you all do with your first paycheck?
I remember my first pot of gold. I went to buy Apple Watch.
Wow.
I tell myself I really love Apple Watch, even though it's like $500-600.
Is it the same one?
No, that one I lost.
Wow, you treasure it so much 还没有 lost。
Man, well done.
你的手表没有 lost 哎，gold chain 没有 lost。
But really 2023was the year that I bought a gold ring first $500. But I think very long. And it's just 2023年，我在那个店，我想很久。Then I also asked my wife, I said, hey, I really want to buy. Then she also encouraged me lah. She say, this
Reward
gold
yourself
is the price is still there lah. So you're just exchanging it to product lor.
First one is gold watch, gold ring.
Gold ring was the first one.
Apple Watch. Yours eh?
I a bit different. I save first.
Oh.
Hey, walao, you fucking make me 下水sia.
No, wait, I got buy.
Oh, okay.
But because I was brought up with my family say you must save first. But then we come to this day and age right, where saving is really not enough already.
Saving can't make you rich.
It doesn't
I can tell
work
you.
already. Yeah, it really doesn't work. My regret is not I never save. My regret is I save right, and then when I started investing right, then I realized I don't know, like too late. I should have started investing earlier. Yeah, that was my regret. Then after that I buy PS4.
Oh, okay lah.
No, I save first then I buy mah.
Make himself look good first.
Yeah, but out of all three of us, right, he's the most. He buy assets. Apple Watch, PS4, what you buy?
You buy house.
I buy house.
No.
Oh, the wife take the money.
Give the wife.
You gotta give the wife.
My first pot of gold is I go out eat restaurant because I never got to eat restaurant much last time.
But you own a restaurant.
Yeah, I own, but it's different mah. Like you go out
like
and eat.
go out and eat.
I wanted to go to a restaurant and not look at the price. One time. But 那个是一个 casual restaurant not the most expensive $12.
I think now because there is nothing crazy to do already.
有啊，
So 就是去吃啊，of
买
course
家
lah，
买车咯，
买家。
but finish
But
already.
车也是一个 I feel like I wouldn't want to spend a lot on car already. Like
I also when I was young I always thought like I want a Lamborghini or Ferrari. But now is can bring me to point A to point B and it's cheap right? Can already.
because end of the day you don't care about the car one.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
我是真的
But it's every boy's dream to own like
No,
a car.
it is until when I think when you reach our age right, then it's like 一样的啦。
But I tell you, one day you see me driving like Vios I mean I made it already.
Why?
怎么？
我就是
你现在在
这样。
驾 Merc 还是什么 ？Right.
Yeah, but 我就是很想 when I really reach my target, right? 我换一辆 just from point A to point B.
Oh,
And I
you
wear
can already do that, bro.
So it's like a final boss kind of thing.
Yeah, then like,
Final
你
boss.
可以笑我傻吧？哇，
啊，
我可以，但是我不要。
这么 Simon 驾多大？你拿个钱丢啊？
It's like 你进去 Chanel， then 你穿鞋子
Yeah,
slipper 这样。
来 Orchard Road 穿 slipper that kind of people.
OK.
But house is good 啦，house really must.
Yeah, house 啦。
20多岁给我多一次机会，我会去玩家了。
玩家，
我会去 plan， then 我去。
OK。
That's the thing they don't do right. You see?
没有，我这个 age 不可以了，我只可以打抢那个家。我买不了家，现在没有钱。
You can, I tell you already. You all can if you all have proper planning. All the one to listen.
Okay, next story. Okay, next story. This might be a boring answer, but it's truly the one thing in life I deeply regret, to the point where I still think about it all the time. I'm 30 this year. I've always regretted not putting in more effort for my studies in secondary school and overall just not taking school life seriously. It's not even about the grades, more so about the exposure I missed out on purely because of my own doing. I often hear about other people's rich experience at school, be it secondary, poly or uni, whereby they take part in CCA, school clubs and camps. And I feel like those experiences really teaches you how to be more disciplined and adaptable to the things life throws your way. It opens you up to more friendship too. I had my head up my ass for most of my school going life. Didn't bother going for any kind of these enrichment activities, even CCA. Towards O-level, I did wake up my idea and study, but it was too late. Did quite poorly and went to a private uni to do a diploma. I'm not doing badly now. I have a job that I enjoy which pays the bills, but it took me way too long to get here and always felt if I've done better back then, my life would be much better now. I'll probably be happier too. Anyway, I guess I can only try to do better where I am now. Kids, cherish your time in school. Don't have to study too hard, but be aware of the decisions you're making. It's the only time in life you can explore things, learn what interests you, and find yourself without heavy responsibilities.
Yeah, the same. That's my. He took the words out of my mouth because that is my biggest regret.
But you can start now.
You can start now.
It's not too late, really.
Bro, I tell you honestly, I was trying to take a property license, but they say minimum requirement O level, so I must go take O level first. Wow,
But can what? Can still take O-level now.
You don't even have an O level 啊？
我没有 O level，我 secondary school drop out。你有 O level？
没有。
我以为你有 O-level。
没有。
What's your highest？
N level。
N level 啦，我也是啦。
呀，我也是 quit O level。
OK。So wait，你是 express 啊？
normal acad。
So you make it to Sec 5？
Yeah.
Oh.
About 2 weeks then I quit already.
Oh.
I open the textbook, I cannot understand.
Right.
But my regret is I never go IT.
Hey.
Go IT a lot of alien I like.
Oh, that's not study.
No, not about study.
You study different things lah.
I don't mind going to nursing course. 然后我的 classmate 全部
What's stopping you?
I don't know, like I cannot get to the groove already. You see, last time as a kid, our only worries is go school, which friend don't want to friend me, which girl don't like me or what. That's the only worries. Now we grow up already, how much responsibilities, or I got this mortgage to pay, that loan to pay, people's salary to pay. Then it's like, how can I go school like that? I wouldn't be able to pay attention already. Like something happened in the company, I have to attend to this. I cannot just drop everything and say I go and study. It's not viable anymore. That's why it's my greatest regret. Then I start to see how did it affect me in my life. I cannot speak properly. Like English 讲不好, Chinese 讲不好. Then people always make fun of my pronunciation or whatever shit. Like you guys always make fun.
You also make fun.
But it's true lah. It's like I'm not eloquent enough to say what I actually feel or what I actually want. Then I feel like very 自卑 lor. So that is how I feel. Why I should have studied harder. Sometimes I understand certain things, but I don't know how to tell you. Every time we do like company meeting, right, I get very frustrated. 不是你们的错 It's because I know what I want in my head, but I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to verbalize it out. So sometimes I say, never mind, you give me a camera, then I do that. But it's not 你们的错 It's I'm not expressing it or communicating it clearly to you guys. So that frustrates me. And I wish that I studied enough to be able to express myself better.
I think last time when we all young, when we were all studying, we always think like, faster study finish, then go and work.
Get it over and done
Then
with.
later the rules were swapped. Like when you're working, then you'll think like, shit, I'd rather go school.
Yeah.
It's like that. I'd rather go school.
I feel like it's always about the grass is greener on the other side. Because there are also people, right, that study very high in school and then they forgo all the social life things like
Must find a-
CCA, all that, right? But then when they start working, they do have a good paying job, but they don't find themselves being more happy.
Like not fulfilling.
Yeah, like they will think like, oh, wow, when in school I should have like take part in more CCAs, make more friends. Then maybe I'll be much happier now with a social life.
Social skill also very important.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't study much in school, but I have to give it to my school life that I feel like school life give me EQ, not IQ. Yeah, it made me know how to socialize. It made me get ready for the real world.
That's why lucky I joined gang last time. I also get my EQ. Last time lah.
No, but I get what you're trying to say because I never regret not studying. In fact, I think I good job to me.
Hey, I don't join gang.
Yeah, so go study instead lah.
Want to join club, go like chess club, this kind of, not his kind of club.
Community club also.
But I think for me, it's more like the childhood that we miss out.
Correct.
Like, you know, people going to IT, Poly, JC, whatever, but 那几年是很 fun 的。
对
It's a childhood, then we don't have. Then I think those period very enjoy lah. Then I also have the regret, honestly. So if you were to ask me, hey, but by studying, what is the difference? I don't know. But at least I feel that like maybe you're比较 confident in the sharing.
Yeah, actually,
then it can definitely help you to gain more things or achieve better results.
Correct. I kind of disagree with his last sentence. He said, school is the only time where you can explore things, learn what interests you, and find 自己, 找自己. But you can do that at any age.
No,
I feel.
but the difference is if you got obligations and responsibilities, that is very difficult.
I get. The only thing I will agree is that like when at that point in time you don't have much stress.
Yeah.
Your only stress is 我没有拿 A 小拿一个 B.
没有，我没有这个 stress。可是我老也没有 pass 这样的。
Bare minimum.
That's the only stress you are like, oh, what's my grades? You don't have like bills to pay. You don't have like whatsoever.
The survivor is not a problem.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I think like if you have this mindset, right, then at this age, right, you would continue to explore things. I feel like you at this age, you still must do things that makes you happy, ma.
The
You
heart
feel,
of explorer.
I feel like now you're just complaining, and then you're just like, 哇，因为我小时候没有读书，现在我 like 不 happy. But I feel like it's because up to you today, right, you're still not doing anything that helps you to find yourself or do something interesting.
So your advice to you is like make the best out of it,
Yeah,
lah.
since you're already here already, you regret and do something about it. Then you can change your life from now on. Don't blame like something that happened like what 10, 20 years ago.
Cannot change already.
Yeah, you cannot change that anymore.
By studying, right, it's also a responsibility and a commitment for your role lah at that age. So for me, I feel that 很多人是 like 我的 background 对不对 most of them 也是没有读书的 and they like quit school, then they end up on the street, they go prison, they repeat offense, all this. It's all started from school days.
Right.
So that is very important. If you miss out this part, you've forgotten that you have a responsibility. 你的 role 就是读书，你是一个孩子，你就是要去读书。But 心想你you give up this, then 长大你会 give up 很多东西。
那个 fundamentals 错了。
fundamental is all wrong.
The foundation is
Yeah,
already
so
wrecked.
studying is really very important for young like secondary, even after secondary 之后 I feel.
Do you all think that studying is important? Like 你需要 a degree?
有是最好，
Yes.
有 no disadvantage 为什么不要有？
No, because there's this like mindset, right? Some people prefer like they straight go out and work. Then you start early, ma. Like compared to like someone that let's say I study uni 4 years, 我出来的 maybe 25岁 then 我 start. Then I slower than those that never go uni. That kind of thing.
No, but you see, the age that let's say I started very early when I work, like 16, I already started to work already. Then the jobs that I can work, it's not very meaningful one. 你真的是拿来赚钱哦。I've been a waiter. I've been okay, you're gonna laugh, but I've been a martial art instructor back then when I was younger.
Not wrong.
可以做几招来看。行，一点点 for the audience. For your
Wait, let me correct myself. WUSHU. WUSHU is not a martial art.
No, but still can show up.
呀，这样两三招而已，哈哈，这样就好了。
My boss are all tired. Okay, so
他的 joy is not working.
the joy's not working. But anyway, like all these jobs, right, it's not like to me, it's not a long time career. It's just to 打份工. My only serious career when I started, right, was when I become a wedding videographer or when I start YouTube. That was only seriously. So starting early doesn't necessarily give you a head start unless you already know what you want to do or you want to start this business. I'm going to develop the next iPhone. Yeah, then okay, understand.
Right.
But when I hire people, I do appreciate like experience more than academic. Like the person got one NUS degree, all that, no use for me. Can you edit or not? Can you shoot or not? Can you produce something?
Yeah,
That is more important to me.
Maybe degree only gets your one leg through the door lah. The rest is up to you already.
Yeah.
Degree give you more doors to open lor.
As a boss, right, when I see the person very highly educated, right, it only tells me one thing, 这个人很听话. He will do what he's told to do. That's it.
Like Nigel like that
没有，其实我们很不听话。
Nigel 听话，你不听话。
呀，我没有在讲你的，所以我根本没有讲。
Nigel make it to uni, you never make it uni, what?
I never make it, okay?
Is your door
I don't want to go.
Don't cry.
I can go. I don't want to go.
Okay. Don't need to talk.
Don't cry.
OK 了，有买过了，
So thank you, Simon, for joining us for today's show. And as usual, for all our guests, last time we get fed, we always give them 30 seconds to say whatever they want. So your 30 seconds starts now.
Okay, so recently I just finished filming in Thailand. We filmed this movie called 好男人.
Wow!
So I hope that end year or early next year, I don't know yet, y'all can support us this
Correct,
movie.
correct.
Yeah, starring me, Maito, Tommy. So with about love comedy lah, romance comedy.
你们是 main 啦。
Yeah.
他们是好男人，但是没有 cast Ryan。现在没有 cast Ryan。
Then also like hope y'all can support. If y'all are looking for a helper, can support my wife lah. My wife business. Yeah. 这样而已，没有太多要求。
没有。
And follow this channel.
Thank you.
没有啦，don't follow 啦，Ryan don't want to do WUSHU.
Yeah lor.
Just unsubscribe right here, right now. Just unsubscribe. When the viewership drop, right, he will do.
If it takes so little to unsubscribe me, fuck it, I rather not do it.
Comment. If this video, right,
Yeah, comment.
got 100 comment,
Yeah,
say Ryan.
Hey, 100 right now. 1,000.
Okay, one comment, 100 likes.
1K like
No,
lah.
no, that's so easy.
1K so many.
That's so easy. 你们很过分欸，
Okay, how many? Okay,
How many you say?
You say.
不要过分欸，
不要过分啦，不要讲
1,000 comment 啦，还是1,000 comment 啦。
1,000 like.
one
Okay, like.
comment,
One comment, how many like?
How many like?
Say that, wait, scared.
I know that's it. Click here for more.
But this one if really hit the target, must do 15 seconds.
I won't do. I will find a video that I did before, but I won't do.
Okay, how many like?
How many?
I don't know, 2,000.
Okay, one comment, 2,000 like. Ryan will show you he do WUSHU before.
And as always, follow all our socials. Follow Simon on his socials. Click here for more. Click here to what? And cut to the bloopers. I'm not going to do it. You want to believe, believe. Don't want to believe, it's not my problem.
I believe, but I want to
I don't care.
Yeah, I will regret if I don't see.
Then you regret.
Biggest regret.
My
No,
bad.
You will regret if you don't show us.
Not my problem. No, I won't regret.